Hi guys, welcome to my next episode of D&D meets Minecraft. Today we're going to be seeing the next episode of the Time Temple series called the Green Temple. If you haven't seen the first episode, it's called the Red Temple. Feel free to go through the videos and to check it out. To leave a like and subscribe if you do enjoy this content. I'll be posting more as we go on. Thank you.
I took the 1 HP from drinking some water. I'll have to get some more blood in my system later.
Alright, shall we go to the Green Temple now?
I do like the color green, it's like nature.
Yes. There's no thumping here, hopefully.
Oh, do we hear anything in this one?
No, you don't hear anything. It seems very calm. The vibe you get as soon as you walk in the room, everything is shining, beautiful, emerald. Everything reflects off of everything. It's almost sort of hard to see. Just because of all the reflections coming off of the gorgeous emerald set into the floor. It's almost the identical layout to the red pyramid. And it has a faint scent of evergreen.
And more suited for the aquatic environment. But regardless.
Teleporter's here again.
Brindmill starts kind of putting his glaive and stomping it on the ground as he's walking. He's like, there's gotta be a tile somewhere. Stomping
Guys, I think I found the tile.
Ilge's senses at this point have found the tile pretty fast.
Don't worry guys, we'll find it.
As soon as you come in contact with the tile, it sucks you up.
Don't worry.
So as you enter this room,
get there.
it has the same sort of feel as the floor below. However, the scent is gone.
Oh,
You're not supposed to interact yet.
sorry.
It's okay. The scent is gone. It feels a little less inviting. You notice there's a grotesque pile of something green and rotten in the corner. And the walls aren't made out of this. They aren't made of the same emerald anymore. It seems to be some sort of painted limestone.
I approach it and open and dig through it because I'm used to the dirty environment, at least not too dirty.
Wow.
You're not supposed to know it's a chest yet.
Okay, whatever.
It's all right. No, you got it. So, you touched the pile of green, disgusting-looking matter, and it unfolds into four leaves, just like a Venus flytrap, and twists and snarls as it opens, and its tongue comes up, a disgusting dark pink velvet, and on top of it, just precariously placed, is a medium health potion.
Nice. I did not expect that to be living.
Its tongue
Who
retreats
wanted
back
out?
in, seemingly hungry and unsatisfied with life.
I have a baked potato.
Oh, we don't actually have the big potato.
Yeah, I
I think
know.
I have.
I would allow potatoes, I'm just saying.
Oh, you're
Oh, yeah.
gonna allow us to throw potatoes in there?
We mostly have rations, right?
Yeah,
So,
yeah, I'll say, like,
Yeah.
yeah, food given to you for the trial.
I shall give a little bit of my ration back in.
The plant seems to hesitate before slightly stirring and regurgitating the disgusting potato you put in its mouth.
This asshole. This
Right.
fucking asshole.
Calm now, let's move along.
I'm about to break this thing. How dare I reject it? It is food from the lands.
Audrite, with his centaur knowledge, recognizes that there is a teleporter in the corner and is eager to get going.
I am wise in the ways of teleporters.
alright.
Press the button
let's
because I just
go.
don't care anymore.
So, upon coming into the room, the first thing you see is the floor is covered in a thick purple slime, and the walls are no longer painted limestone, but just dull, faded green limestone. The ceilings are made from the same thing as the floor. There are blood-stained lanterns hanging from the walls in the corners. Looking around, you see several pressure plates in front of several doors.
How do
Do
we
I
know which way
notice
to
anything
take?
odd about these doors? Anything like?
I'll
what is one
say-
of the doors-
I should have implemented something about this, and I had intended to. I wanted to have a sign here saying something along the lines of, "Where one man goes, he finds success. Where all follow, they will fail."
Oh, so we have to
man,
go
we
in
gotta
together.
So we must all go to a different path. If following that sign. I look at each of the doors. Do they look
Oh
different?
wait, did it say that we were supposed to stay together or apart? Forgot what you said.
apart.
If a man stands
Oh,
alone,
okay.
he succeeds. Together, they fall apart.
Oh, can you guys read it to me again?
We have to
Don't go
split up
to the
and look
same
for
door.
clues.
Oh, okay.
We must separate here.
Okay, so what I'll ask of you guys, this is going to be a bit different. Whenever you go into your respective hallways, if you find anything that you think might be encounter worthy, if you find any armor stands, if that armor stands are people, and if you come into a room that seems like it should be narrated, please just like let me know, and we'll do one at a time. And basically, what I'm thinking is, say our guide finds finds something. I'm actually going to make you all do turns until he's done his encounter.
Okay.
Okay.
So
Alright,
when
so
one of you
what-
get into combat or anything like that, you all have to move on a turn base. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Okay.
Alright, comrades, I hope you all have good solo powers.
I am quite the tank.
What's it called? I guess I'll start first.
Room.
Do you see anything down this hallway?
Do I sense anything like which way I should go? Like if I hear any ominous sounds or no
Roll just raw wisdom.
wisdom?
Yeah.
Oh.
You have no idea which direction is the correct direction. And
Oh, wait, but that's
I honestly pity you.
I mean, I think. Perfect.
Yes, I've come into a room full of buttons,
Yeah.
and I want to make a perception check to see if there's anything odd about the buttons, or some or whatever
Alright.
suddenly looks different.
Okay. Sure. Do a perception check.
Is it going through? Or is it not going through? Okay, there it is.
It seems like most of the buttons have really never been used, except for these buttons in the corner over here.
over
How do
here?
I?
Right
Yes, that corner. Yes.
I
Okay.
just
Yeah.
want to sense what's below me.
What's below you? Okay. Right.
Yeah,
So
do I hear anything about that room?
you hear the occasional grunt, maybe the clang of metal shifting.
God damn
It sounds like one being.
I found a
don't like
guy.
that.
Let's get it over with.
You found him? Okay.
Found a guy. Let's get it
Oh,
over
am I allowed to interact
Okay,
with
cool.
levers and stuff that I find, or?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so I can push buttons and stuff too. Then
Oh yeah, definitely. Okay, so
push the one down. Out.
I think Summer found the dude first, so I think how we're gonna do this is I'll get. Okay. First of all, Summer climbs down, or Ilja climbs down the ladder and turns around with Toto being carried down on her hip, I would presume, or something of the sort. She carries Toto down, and they land at the bottom of the ladder to see a green goblin, a quite large green goblin, sitting and sort of relaxing and lounging on top of a chest. He looks at Ilja and says, "You're not supposed to be here!"
You're right. I'm not.
So you, again, you come down the ladder, same scenario. You get to the bottom ladder, you come around the corner. I don't know how you worked with ladders clippity-cloppeting, but you come down the ladder and you come into to the room.
That's a good point.
And again, there's a goblin just sitting in the corner, and he upon seeing you immediately sits up and draws his weapon and doesn't even say anything. Roll your sets of initiative. And again,
On roll 20.
Place.
yeah. Here we go. That one was my personal favorite hallway, I'm not gonna lie. So you get to the bottom of the ladder, and the ladder sort of wraps around a post. And behind the post there's more to the room, and you can tell there's more to the room. But in front of you, sort of walking around and pacing, is a large goblin. He, upon seeing you, draws his sword and immediately says, "You're gonna have to get out of here now."
Girl says, I've been waiting for this. I'm hunting for blood.
All right, roll your initiatives.
Okay.
Whatever. Okay.
As soon as you walk through, you see a goblin, a large goblin, kneeling over a chest, scribbling something onto a piece of paper. He turns around and sees you and says, "What are you doing?" and throws the paper into the chest before slamming it shut and turning around to fight you. Roll for initiative.
What are you doing? Because I would like to know. I draw my shield. Am I yo kill wa? Initiative?
Nice. It still says
13?
rolling the dice. Well, then roll.
I tell my dog to move in between me and it, but like just out of range from the goblin.
Okay, yeah. So he's okay, right in between you. I'm gonna say there's probably 35, 40 feet between the two of you. So you put him about 20 feet away from you.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And then I roll to attack.
You roll to attack with your longbow. 14 to attack is... Sorry, I have it here somewhere. That is a miss. Okay. So you miss with your longbow. You knock an arrow and you pelt that at him, but he's just a little too fast. Blends in with the wall a bit too much, and he slips past your arrow, and immediately starts taking a few steps toward you. Sorry, towards Toto. He's gonna
Sorry.
take a multi-attack at Toto.
Dog auto dodges for his.
Pog. So the dog. Is there any particular spot you're aiming for or anything?
I'm gonna aim for his head.
You aim for the head. I like it.
Yes.
Okay, so he's able to throw up his shield before you hit him in the head, but the arrow splits the shield in half and it pierces right through his forearm. He's hurting from that one. He loses his shield. So you draw back your arrow and you pull, and that it flies towards his face. It looks like he's about to split his skull in half. And again, he throws his other arm up, and it pushes it through his forearm and just barely cuts his cheek. And now, as both of his arms are disabled, he's gonna have. He already has disadvantage on his attack roll, so I can't really do anything about that. If he attacks you, he'll have to attack disadvantage on attack roll. And he's bleeding everywhere. He's bloodied. His arms. So he takes a couple of feeble swings at. Ooh! So he loses his strength halfway through one of his strokes, and his arm fails him, and he collapses onto the ground and falls over and dies.
Oh, nice.
I nat one.
Do I loot anything from his body?
You check the body, there's nothing there.
So the armor pieces aren't actually armor pieces.
No, that
there's
was
a
just
sign.
that was just a signal. Yeah, sorry.
Okay. Okay.
You do find a medium health potion in the chest.
There's not.
I know. So, I don't think this goblin didn't even say a word to you, just unsheathed his scimitar and propped up his shield. I believe, who had the better of this one? I think it was you, wasn't it?
I crit.
Yeah, it was definitely you. So you go first.
What's our distance?
Right now, you are standing at 5, 10, 15, 20 feet apart.
20 feet?
Yeah.
Perfect. Run right up to you. Let me hit that longsword.
So the goblin cowers in fear after receiving such a massive gash, and the menacing presence of Ardite is enough to send the goblin fleeing into the corner, begging for his life. You are not in combat anymore. He's cowering from you.
Mercy.
Interrogate him, or do we?
I don't know. I speak Goblin.
You do speak? Wait, what?
I don't know. Do I speak? Let me see if I speak Goblin. Wait a minute.
I
What
think
do
they
goblins
speak.
count as?
He speaks common.
Common? Okay. Walk out to him. What is this place? Where are we?
It doesn't matter if I tell you or not. Either way, I'm dead. Just finish me.
Small, but wise. 12.
That's a miss. You swing at him, and he ducks, and he cowers in fear, and says, "Please, please, please! I can tell you something."
Okay.
What? What?
The only reason this hall exists is to hide any correspondence between Ganon and his league. In one of these chests, you'll find important information pertaining to defeating him. Please, please let me go.
I want you to go out that door, and I never want to see you again.
He drops his longsword and flees.
Oh, look, another one. Hey, look, a potion.
Yeah, you find a healing potion in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm gonna say a healthy 30 feet. If you take like a step back, it'd be like 32 feet. Like you're in the 30-35 range.
Okay. So I get to attack first, right?
I believe so. What did you roll? I rolled a
Okay.
13.
I rolled a 13 as well.
Oh yeah, so you did get it, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So with that, I am actually. How far is he from the wall?
He is 5 feet one side, 10 feet from the other side.
Okay. I'm gonna move back a little bit. Using about, I don't know, was it 5 feet of movement?
5
And I'm going
feet
to-
per square, so that was probably 10 feet.
10 feet? Okay.
Yeah.
So I moved 10 feet back, and so now I'm about 40 feet away. And I cast Eldritch Blast at him to try and send him towards the wall because I have Repelling Blast as well.
Nice. Okay.
18 to hit for 1 damage. Damn it.
So it does hit, and it hits him right in the chest plate. The chest plate doesn't really dent or bend, but you can tell he didn't like it. He's pretty pissed off about that, but he gets knocked back against the wall. All right, so this guy is going to walk 30 feet towards you diagonally, and then he's going to pick up his javelin and try to throw it at you, since seeing that you're just barely at a range. It's the end of his turn. He picks up his javelin, but he's so worked up after trying to chase you down that he just fumbles it and it lands at your feet.
Yeah, perfect. Okay.
Someone popped up in the battle.
I know. Alright, so our guy drops down the ladder and turns over and prepares
Oof,
immediately.
click, bang.
Gets up and shakes himself off, all indignant as the centaurs do.
Let's do that.
And I believe your turn comes in after, because you rolled an 11, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you come in after the goblin's turn. Seeing Ardite, the giant horseman, drop down, you can't help but get a little spooked. He's gonna turn and try to take a swing at the horseman who just fell down the ladder. He underestimated his opponent. Goes to swing at the horse who just indignantly fell down, and the centaur immediately kicks back up and rears in his face and almost clocks him in the head.
I'ma get you, thing.
All right, your glaive lands in his chest plate, pierces his armor, and you can feel flesh sink under your glaive as the armor around the puncture wound starts to shimmer and glow. He is bloodied.
Puncture wound starts to swing away. So he takes an extra 4 damage from my Wrathful Smite.
So,
You also need to make it.
upon receiving such a devastating blow from his enemy, the goblin turns toward the horse that fled from him and decides that this might be the weaker target.
There's no way you can catch me at 50.
Yeah.
He's gonna take the total 30, probably end up right about here.
Okay, so since you moved, you take booming blade damage.
Yep, that's fine. He's not. It's not like the goblin would know that. He's pretty dumb.
Yeah. So he's taking another 4 damage.
So he goes to move from his place, and his armor splinters apart, and there's only tattered remains of it. He limps over to the horse and tries to take one good throw of his next javelin at the horse. Exactly, the javelin just barely misses.
Alright, so you know how a horse is a horse, of course.
That's it. Wow. Okay. So your blade comes down upon his corroded chainmail, and the chainmail instantly busts to powder as he starts gushing blood and collapses to the ground.
Just.
Use my. Hey, you know I didn't need help with that guy. I totally had him on my own.
Well, I just expedited the process, and I found this shiny thing, so let's get out of here.
Where we last left off with Turtle, he walked in on a goblin scribing some information onto a piece of paper just before the goblin threw it into the chest and drew his sword.
Hey, what's that on that piece of paper? Quite suspicious, isn't it?
In it.
I'll tell you once you're bleeding on the floor.
Oh, that's my line.
Ikiwa.
I thrust my Ikiwa at him.
What is an Ikiwa? Is it a staff or like is it a?
It's a type of spear.
Okay, that's what I was picturing. So you swing with or you sort of do an upswing with your spear, and you jab him right in the midsection, and he is not looking too happy about that. There's definitely some blood spilling all over the place. Yeah, that's it. Turtle and this green goblin are about to go on a rodeo.
Let's go. He wears the straw hat. And,
All right.
So how will your thing go?
I got a potion of healing and didn't go the other way because it's scary and I don't know.
I got a jewel.
Alright.
Well, technically he
I
got
make
it,
my
but I
move now?
finished it, so I
Alright.
just took it.
I just took it.
You know where the turtle went?
I haven't heard from him yet, no. I hope he's okay.
So,
I make another. Can I make my action?
yep.
let's see if we can find him.
Upon the first swing, he comes across, starting up at the top and tries to slice downward across your chest. Unfortunately, he swings too far. His scimitar sticks into the ground, and he tries to give it a yank, but he just can't quite get it out, and now it is stuck there. He is now unarmed.
What?
I crit failed.
Are you mocking me?
So I'm not wasting my time.
You'll have to use an action to pull the scimitar back out.
I'm gonna see if I can find the turtle.
Think I found something.
You hear that?
I
Find here, but I can't read
get
it.
enraged.
I almost-
You mock me with that pathetic swing.
Go help the bloody idiot. Seeing as you know.
Oh jeez, I have to do. Oh my god, you're gonna thunder wave his ass. All right, so I need to make a Constitution save.
I'll go see if I can find the turtle.
Can you hear that thunder
Does
wave?
anyone know how to read?
Okay, so you hit the thunder wave.
6 damage, not a lot, but
Oh,
It's enough to shatter his shield. He now doesn't have a sword or a shield. And you've done a decent amount of damage. He's bleeding.
Yeah.
He's not too bad, but he's pretty cut up and now a bit disarmed.
you get to push back 10 feet. Not much, but
Oh,
still.
10 feet? Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
anything?
You guys still trying to find it out there? I bet you they're trying to get in.
Open the door.
So
box right beside something that says "Yikes."
Okay, so he's going to use his action to pull his sword out of the ground, and being 10 feet away from you, he's going to run into the corner, into the far corner near the chest. He's going to run right back there. He's high, and he's trying to recuperate himself a little bit, like just
barely.
Yeah.
I get in front of him. How dare you run from me? After that, I make another thrust. Stab him.
Okay. So you stab him, like midsection. You hit him right in the
I
midsection.
want to stab his neck.
His neck. Unfortunately, he tries to dodge the jab and ends up accidentally redirecting it into his chest area. But you end up pinning one of his shoulders up against the wall. You have the choice of removing it and releasing him to finish him, or you can leave the spear in there to keep him ensnared.
Ensnared?
Whatever I don't know what the CC is for 5e, what it's called, but he's basically rooted.
He's basically what?
Rooted. You pinned him against the wall by his shoulder.
Alright, can he make an action, or can I do other stuff now?
Which arm did you swing at?
I swung at, ideally, like I swung at his neck and then he dodged, so it's up to you.
You're right or left-handed?
I am right-handed.
So you come across starting from the left, so it'd be his left shoulder, so he'd still get a scimitar. No, it'd be his right, because it's mirrored. So he can't use that arm anyway. He starts to plead for his life. Okay, please, I don't have a shield, I don't have a scimitar. What kind of person would kill an unarmed being? You can tell he's desperate.
What kind of person sits in a room and writes a creepy notes and puts in a chest? What the hell was that?
I have a family. I am paid to do a job, and I will feed my kids.
Unfortunately, I have a job to do, and that means the information or your life or both. Answer me.
You don't need to take my life. There is a note in there. You may read it. Here's the key.
Key to the chest. And what benefit do I get from freeing you? I could leave you dead.
You could kill me.
Would know in this enclosed room.
Please, please, sir. You'd have my goodwill, and if I ever had the opportunity to pay it back, I would.
I twist the blade as it comes out, finishing him off.
The blade twists and starts spinning in his shoulder socket, and you can just hear bones grinding and crunching, and he pulls it out, and the goblin drops face first on the floor.
I don't benefit from your pity or pleads.
God damn it, Cash. You're lucky the other squad members weren't in here. Cash looks... Sorry, Turtle Twiddle looks around, he's like, oh, no one's looking. Grins sadistically. Alright, so the goblin is dead. In the chest, you find the healing potion's not there. It's not there.
Oh, okay.
You find a letter.
Alright.
And it's written to Ganondorf, or Ganon for short, and it says, I forget exactly what it says. Something along the line. Yeah.
The Zephyr Blade has been hidden beneath their noses. A hash. Ha! With your only weakness concealed, will conquer all. Is that it? Or
Yeah,
can I scroll
that's it.
down? Okay, that's it.
That's it. So what you can glean from that is that there's some sort of hatch holding this sword that has been talked about by this letter.
Interesting. Alright, I will go back. Is there anything in this room?
You don't see anything. You don't have to roll for it. There's nothing in here.
Alright, then I will go back the way I came. What's up, guys?
Whoa!
Hey, look what I found. I only found this.
Oh,
Yes, I only found this. Nothing else happened. They talk about a blade hidden under a hatch.
Under a hatch.
Yes.
I didn't see any hatch during my
No.
thing.
Not under a hatch, but they talk about a hatch hidden under our noses. So it should be somewhere near us, in a sense. Perhaps not here directly, but more closer to the beginning. Is what I think.
I have this shiny thing we have to go back anyway to put into
Yes, let us go back.
Ooh, look at this.
So you come back to the same room. Nothing has changed. It's the same vibe. There's beautiful emeralds encasing the floor and the walls. Just the same as it was. You come back into the main room, and once again, the fresh scent of evergreen trees washes over you.
I'll come back after I put this gem into its slot.
As I walk around, I search for some sort of hatch. Ending of oddity.
So you go to push the stone back into its slot, and before you even put any force onto it, you can feel it pulling itself into its home. And as it sinks into its home, it lets off a nice bright red light, as if it's satisfied, and vibrates, and then dims back down. Upon doing this, we need to switch VCs because I need to tell you piece of information.
Okay.
Mr. Centaur, please come to Snacks channel.
Wow.
So, upon placing the crystal into the slot, you feel an energy behind you. It's close, perhaps even within this temple, upstairs or downstairs. Thanks for watching, guys. Let me know what you think, and if you like it, hit subscribe, and I'll be posting more soon.